Today on Starfield Essentials. In general news, Starfield 1.14.74 released everywhere. 15 million players. Non-BGS creations can be achievement friendly. New free Bethesda Creation vehicle and quest. Anasko Va'ruun spotted after the DLC. In modded play news, mods updating for 1.14.74. JRamosWorks companion tutorial. Lip sync guide and mods. Creation kit platform extended for Starfield updated. Cancel ship takeoff by standing up. And in game management news, CapFrameX update. DLSSUpdater now finds Xbox games. The perfect recipe bug mitigation. Game journalists can't drop the failed game narrative. And more TOEFL 9000 speedrun records. My name is Richard. Let's get started. In general news, Starfield 1.14.74 has been released everywhere. On November 19th, Bethesda released the latest version of Starfield on all platforms. This version includes all of the changes packaged with the beta on November 5th, with 3 extras that I will discuss shortly. In addition to numerous quest fixes, probably the biggest changes involve fixing several aspects of Trackers Alliance missions. Tracker Roach now updates his count of your bounties. Let me know how high your count has risen. Most significantly, bounties found via random scanning now look completely different. Previously, these bounties were variations on one female and one male character, and they always wore the same clothing. Now we have many variations, and because the clothing is different, it's tougher to pick them out of the crowd without using the scanner. Here are a few examples of finding these bounties in the game. I still need to do more testing on bounty missions from the Trackers Alliance mission board. As I showed in a previous video, the handling of live and confront bounties appears problematic. Let me know in a comment if any of these changes have made a difference in your game. Next, 15 million Starfield players. The new code announcement included this amazing statistic. There are now over 15 million Starfield players. This means Starfield has added at least 2 million players since the December 2023 year-end update. I highly recommend watching this video by Kineer explaining how strong Starfield's numbers have been and why that is good news for the future. And speaking of Starfield's strength, the game has risen 2 spots in the True Achievements Top 40 Xbox Games ranking. Now, onto the 3 huge developments that accompanied the new code on November 19th. First, non-BGS creations can be achievement-friendly. As stated in the November update post, Starfield creations released through the Verified Creators program will have the option to be achievement-friendly. Beware though, achievements will not retroactively unlock on previous game saves with creations, even if those creations are now achievement-friendly. This is awesome news. However, I strongly recommend taking a close look at this and possibly doing your own testing. When I was looking at this new feature, I found a discrepancy between what was shown in-game versus what was shown on the Bethesda Creation site. I posted it to Reddit in the hope someone notices and can clarify the situation. Here are 2 examples. Useful Briggs, free, on creations from Korodic, a verified creator, doesn't show achievement-friendly on the website but does in-game. Useful Cargo Habs, 50,000 to 100,000 carry weight, free, from Remy Dazi, not a verified creator, doesn't show achievement-friendly on the website, but does in-game. Is this a mistake, something to be fixed, or something else? As I was preparing this video, Redditor xtcrefugee replied to my post and saw that in their version of the game, both creations were no longer achievement-friendly in-game. I recommend paying attention to how the game behaves, especially if you care about achievements. Of course, if you play on PC, whether via Steam or Xbox for PC, you can use an Achievement Enabler mod and not worry about this. There will never be an Achievement Enabler mod for console because it is not technically possible using existing access to inject a dynamic link library and alter Starfield's behavior. Please leave a comment sharing your experience with this new feature of achievement-friendly mods from sources other than Bethesda. I'm particularly interested in knowing if you use free mods that are achievement-friendly, whether from verified creators or non-verified creators. Also, Bethesda, if you're watching, we need ways to query both the in-game creations list and the creations website for 3 important parameters. We need to search for creations by price, especially free versus non-free. We need to search for creations by achievement-friendly status. and we need to search for creations by verified creator and non-verified creator status. There is an option to search in-game for verified creators, but the other parameters are missing everywhere else. The second unexpected development with the code released on November 19th involved a new free Bethesda Creation vehicle and quest. To celebrate the 15 million player milestone, Bethesda released 2 free creations, the Daemog land vehicle and the Perfect Recipe quest. I tried driving the new Daemog vehicle, and it is a lot of fun. Mechanically, it handles like the Rev 8, but the mounted rocket launcher adds a whole new level of hilarity. This reminded me of some commentary I saw by YouTuber Bombastic, where he discussed the perception some have that, quote, games aren't fun anymore. I think adding a rocket launcher to the new Daemog land vehicle is an example of just having fun. Sure, I felt somewhat guilty driving all over Gems and blasting creatures, but it was an amusing way to test the vehicle. I have not yet tried the Perfect Recipe quest, although several other YouTubers have posted videos about it. I will cover the third big development with the new code in the modded play news shortly. Finally, in general news, Redditor Nerful World found Anasko Va'ruun walking around Dazra after the end of the Shattered Space DLC. This is most likely a bug, but I think it's awesome. There's no clear understanding of what happened to Anasko at the end of Shattered Space. I like to think he's cruising around the city, or better yet, the general moon of Va'ruun Kai, waiting to unleash his presence on the settled systems once again. Now, onto mod and play news. It's only been a few days since the latest version of Starfield released, but modders are already updating their code to be compatible. Here are a few examples that I track closely: the Starfield script extender and Starfield engine fixes. Remember to be careful with your mods after Starfield updates. If you're going to ask questions on Reddit or elsewhere when you have a problem, please be sure to include the following: your platform, PC or console, and if you talk about a PC, please include your CPU, and if a console, Series S or X. Any mods you're running. How many hours since your current character started or went through Unity last, and what save settings you are using. All of this information will encourage others to help you answer your question. Next, one of my favorite creators on YouTube, JRamosWorks, published a new tutorial on how to create an NPC companion in the creation kit. He shows how to duplicate Gideon Acre and customize the clone to your liking. He does similar work with a robot and creature. That brings us to the third and possibly most exciting aspect of the November 19th update, which I teased earlier. The creation kit now supports lip sync, at least for English language speakers. DJ Legends published a guide on how to use this new capability. We are already seeing this feature added to existing creation NPCs like Danny Garcia, Lyria, and Robin Locke, who all appear to support lip sync now. I expect this will bring a few more modders into Starfield now that they can have proper NPC interactions. Personally, I hope Astrid gets an update. Creation Kit Platform Extended for Starfield updated. The CKPE by modder Perchick71 brings various patches and bug fixes to the Creation Kit. Perchick71 has updated CKPE for the latest version of Starfield. I have not yet tried it, but I plan to in the coming months. Let me know in a comment if you use CKPE, either with Starfield or previous Bethesda games. Cancel ship takeoff by standing up. Thanks to Redditor Disgruntled Cheese, I hope the username does not check out, I learned that you can cancel a ship takeoff action by getting up from your seat before the ship leaves the ground. This really works. I just hit the B key on my controller and the takeoff was aborted. Not bad. Now, you can see here I've got Marika with me, and several of my companions have the angry face. I don't know what happened with that. So I'm just dealing with it with this particular character. Let's go back to the ship takeoff issue. So if you go back down, you're going to sit in your pilot's chair, and this time I'm going to try delaying hitting the B key, and let's see if I can actually cancel it. So I'm ready to take off. I hit Y, take off, take off, take off. And now I try hitting B, and it's too late. As soon as you go into the cutscene, you will have to take off. And as you can see there, that ship is using the Save Unfinished Ship mod, which allows me to have disconnected halves hanging off the back. Those are the brake mods that I use. Now, in game management news, CapFrameX update. If you do any kind of gaming graphics performance benchmarking on Windows, I highly recommend checking out CapFrameX. This tool is the work of a small number of developers building upon Intel's PresentMon framework. Version 1.7.4 adds a CPU and GPU busy metric, which indicates the duration the CPU and GPU were engaged in processing the frame before presenting it. I don't fully understand that, but I like seeing new features added to free benchmarking tools. Here's what they look like in the upper left-hand side of my screen. I'll probably do another video about how I benchmark Starfield. I did one several months ago, but it's probably time for an update. I really like CapFrameX. It uses RTSS for the overlay, and it gives you tons of statistics in a reliable way on Windows. Next, DLSSUpdater now finds Xbox games. I profiled DLSSUpdater by Dominic in my last video. The newest version, 2.0.5.3, now finds your Xbox games. Here we can see the program discovered my Xbox installation of Starfield, alongside the Steam version, which it calls the Starfield Creation Kit. The folder with the Steam version of Starfield has both the main game and Creation Kit. Thank you, Dominic, for the update. I still plan to do some DLL updating and benchmarking. Next, the perfect recipe bug mitigation. I mentioned earlier that Bethesda released a free quest last week called the perfect recipe. It seems you might encounter a bug playing this content when you need to hunt an Ashta. If that has happened to you, check out this Reddit post by Brother Corvid. I'll link it in the description. Game journalists can't drop the failed game narrative. Starfield is a huge success, yet gaming news can't abandon the failed game narrative. I don't recommend visiting this link, but I am sourcing it for later reference. It's ridiculous to me that an article talking about Starfield having 15 million players, quote, wasn't the sustainable success story that Bethesda Game Studios was hoping for, end quote. Find me another brand new single IP that is doing as well or better. Pathetic. Finally, let's end on a positive note. More TOEFL 9000 speedrun records. Congratulations to my favorite Starfield speedrunner, TOEFL 9000, on 2 new world records this past week. In the first world record, he completed the last mission to defeat Anasko Va'ruun and the Scaled Citadel, starting with a brand new game in 29 minutes 53 seconds. He took advantage of the zip technique to essentially break into the Citadel and directly confront Anasko at the end of the DLC. In the second world record, he completed the entire Freestar faction quest line, again starting with a brand new game, in 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 46 seconds. He did this glitchless, meaning he did not use any zip tricks to break into parts of the game normally inaccessible. Congratulations to TOEFL on his new world records. We've come to the end of the video, but what is up with this random bounty on Valai Kai? Here I am in my spacesuit, and this guy's chillin'. He must be a mutant or something. Anyway, what have you been doing in Starfield? What do you think of these news updates? Your insights make this channel a place for a positive and honest discussion of Starfield. In addition to videos, I also post to the community tab for this channel on a daily basis. If you subscribe, you will see these posts in your YouTube feed. If you made it to this part of the video, please leave a comment with the number 15 million. Also, remember to ring the bell icon and select all notifications. Check out my other videos if you want to learn how to keep your ship by building it in the Creation Kit, or my thoughts on the game's 1-year anniversary. My name is Richard. I will see you in the Starfield.